it is now a tradition for the Thabo Mbeki Foundation observing International Women's Day annually. Women from all walks of life showed solidarity with their counterparts in the Middle East, where they faced numerous challenges.
This is Zainab, a 16-year-old girl who comes to see me for her depression. Zainab was born in a car at a checkpoint. The father tried to get out of the village to drive his wife, who was in labor, but they were stopped. They were not allowed to go to the hospital. So the child was born, and there were complications, and she developed cerebral palsy. She is among many children who were born at checkpoint. In 5 years, 67 women were born, gave birth at checkpoints, and 36 babies died.
The United States of America's recently proposed peace plan was rejected by many in the Middle East. The patron of the Thabo Mbeki Foundation reminded the continent of its obligation to the struggle of the people of Palestine.
I think one of the messages we must take with us is that we have a continuing obligation. I'm talking about us as South Africans. A continuing obligation to continue to struggle in support, in solidarity with the people of Palestine. Because as we can see, there's a very negative tendency that's taking place globally. If you watch, for instance, in the Arab world, there are many countries which are walking away from the Palestinian cause. You see these changes taking place in the globe, where, for instance, the current Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, he likes saying the automatic majority against Israel, which is against Israeli occupation of Palestine, he says that automatic majority is gone. What that means is reflecting a lowering of support for the people of Palestine. And we can't afford that. So I wanted to say, thanks for coming.
Thank you very much.
We have that responsibility. The second thing I'd like to say, I don't know, Geraldine, if we have done this here. What Dr. Samar did was to disaggregate an important experience in a situation of national oppression, such as the Palestinian people are experiencing, such as we experienced. How do you disaggregate the impact of that oppression so that you are able to say the pain suffered by society? As black people here, would all of us say we suffered from apartheid, which is true. But did we suffer in equal measure in the same ways as between men and women? I'm not sure that we've ever done that disaggregation ourselves here. It's important because in our responses, we should then be able to say, as we deal with the trauma of apartheid and colonial oppression, we must differentiate our approaches, because the impact of that trauma was different between the genders.
On Sunday, all UN member countries will observe International Women's Day. Sophie Mukwena, SABC News, Johannesburg.